Hey guys, welcome to the Chipotle trade. It's Tuesday morning. This is Hari Swaminathan. I wanted to make a quick video because Mike from our group asked a good question. Okay, what if Chipotle makes a huge move? And that's a very valid question because Chipotle does make huge moves. And that's, one of the things that we did was we did the next week's expiry, which is the monthly series and not this weekly. So it does give us a little bit time. But, let's look at the issue, which is what happens if Chipotle makes a big move, say a 10% move. 10% would mean, it would actually hit our short here. Whether it's up or down, it doesn't matter. The adjustments and the strategy would be the same. So let's just look at one side here. So 10% is a rather large move. Chipotle does make those kind of moves, but let's say it's made a move. It's above 330. It's somewhere between 330 and 340. So it's in this range here. Now the good thing is some volatility is going to come out of it. Out of these options after the earnings report. Regardless, we will still see a loss because you can see if it's like at 335, we might see a loss of about $1,200, $1,400, somewhere, something like that. So we would need to see how we would adjust this. So there are two or three things we can do to an iron condor, and this is actually common to any iron condor. The first thing we could do is you would add a butterfly, and this is again Mike's strategy. You would add a butterfly on the side that is getting into trouble. So if let's say Chipotle was here, then what you would want to do is to give it a profit profile of something like this. If you've seen a butterfly, it's a triangle. You would want to construct a butterfly that would give you this kind of a profile. So basically you would have much more room where the butterfly can make money. So let's see how this is done. I've put up a couple of samples here. So if you look, I've got a 320 call, 20 contracts of the 340 and 10 of the 350. So now you can see that this is an uneven butterfly because I've got 20 here, and this actually would optimize the bullish move. You would pay a little bit more, but let's see what happens if you put that kind of a trade on. And that's what you would get. You would immediately change the risk profile where even though you're facing a loss on your original 340, and let's say instead of $3 you paid a little bit more for this, you paid $4. Even then you can see now to salvage your trade, you have room up until 360. Now, if you don't make a whole lot of profit, that's okay because, the worst case scenario was that Chipotle would jump like $30 or something. And so if we ended up facing the worst case scenario, then, you would be pretty happy to get out with zero loss or just a small profit. That's fine. So, so here you have room till about 360. But but you're giving yourself a little bit more room here. So if Chipotle expires anywhere here, you would actually make a pretty nice profit. You can see the profit line here. It goes from anywhere from 6,000, 5,000 to so that's a big range where Chipotle can make about $4,000 or $5,000 on this trade. So that's a good way of adjusting an iron condor with a butterfly at the end of it. So again, now you would use the butterfly on the weekly that expires this week because butterflies generate the maximum amount of money as they approach closer to expiry. So this is the Feb2 series, which would expire this Friday. The volatility would have come out of these options, so you can buy this butterfly for probably cheaper. We did bump up the price by $1. I think that that's a reasonable assumption. But you may not pay $4 for this. Tomorrow after the earnings report, even if Chipotle is here, you may not pay this much because the volatility is really going to come out of these options. So we'll have to see how that works. But that's one possible adjustment. The second adjustment would be a calendar trade. So a calendar is when you sell the front month and you buy the back month. Okay, so here in this case, we would be selling the Feb 13, and let's say it's near somewhere here, so we would sell the 340 and we would buy the March 340. So right now it's trading at 168. I'm going to say, let's say we're going to pay a little bit more because these option prices would have moved. Let's say we pay 250, and let's simulate this guy. So as you can see, it bumps up your profit range near 340. It moves your entire range to about 347. It's not a whole lot. We'll have to see how this trade might look like after the volatility comes out this evening. So this is one possible trade. And of course, the last possible adjustment is that you buy this guy back. So let's, you got your 340. It's trading at 170 right now. And if Chipotle moves all the way there, let's say we're going to pay 350 for it. And then if you buy back either 5 or 10, either half your position of the short, let's see how that works. So let me put this on. And you can see that you're giving yourself room if Chipotle continues to move up. Of course, you're going to take a loss on this one, but let's take it off completely. So the challenge with this one would be that we try to make the amount that we lost from the long call, which would continue. Now that may not be a great strategy, but this is obviously not going to be our first choice. The other thing you can do is to buy a longer term. So we would buy a March call rather than the Feb, and the March call is right now going at 330, but tomorrow it will be, if it goes up somewhere, it would be something like $5-6, maybe even slightly more than that. We'll have to see how that goes. But if you buy the March call, then you're giving us, you can see that the red line is completely above the zero line. So then you don't care how much Chipotle goes up. If it continues to go up, that's fine. Your white line is making the money, even though your 340 call will expire, worthless. I mean, your 340 call will expire at a loss, but your long call would make up for it. So these are some of the things we can do. Let's see what happens this evening, and then we can take some action. So thanks, guys. I'll speak to you soon.